All right, everybody. So I've got just after 1 o'clock straight up on Tuesday. So thanks for being here. My name is Tony Procopio. I am one of the founding advisors here at Think Plus, along with my business partners, Jim, Brendan, and Ed Kenny, as well as Lisa Kenny and my wife, Diana Procopio. So a whole group of us as the founding advisors. So always excited to share information with people and bring them up to speed on, where we are, where we're headed. If you missed last night, we have a ton of information that came out from the standpoint of corporate. I mean, just an amazing amount of information that's been coming out of corporate. So we're going to do what's called a call for help today. So we'll do a quick training topic, and then we'll get into, helping people with what you need. So I hope you brought some questions and things that you're looking to do. So we'll help you with those as we go. So just a quick thing. We have the summer success promotion in place. We're going to be hammering this for people. This is all about bringing in new energy advisors onto your team and then helping them get customers. And every time you help them, you're the sponsor, you help them get some customers. Every time you help them get 5 customers, you earn $100. Now they're going to earn money too. And then for every 5 that they enroll up to 100 customers, you're earning $100 on every 5. So there's $2,000 worth of bonuses there for each advisor that you bring in on your team. So you want to earn $1,000, go sponsor 5 new energy advisors who each get 10 customers. Want to earn $2,000, go sponsor 5 new EAs who each get 20 customers, or 10 new EAs who each get 10 customers. You can do it however you want. There's lots of ways to do this. Want to earn $4,000? Here's a quick way. Go on a sponsoring blitz, right? And sponsor 20 new EAs between now and August 30th and help each of them get 10 customers. You just earned $4,000. So there's a lot of money to be made here, and that's beyond all the other money you'll make. This is just the promotional bonuses that you'll make. So this goes all the way through August 30th. I mean, look, we've got like more than 6 weeks, or roughly about more than 6 weeks to go with this promotion. It's incredible. And if you do those things that are in that promotion and you focus on that, you'll be finding yourself on this trip to Kauai in Hawaii. I mean, it's incredible, right? I'm going to post the background that I have on my screen so that if anybody wants to put it on their Zoom background or whatever that you're using, virtual background, put it on your phone, whatever, we'll have that posted in our Google Docs channel as well. So lots of great things happening there. All you have to do to guarantee yourself a spot on the leadership trip in Kauai is hit the rank of regional director. You have until the end of the year, all the way through December 31st. You'll earn a 4-day, 5-night trip. Is that what we have? Do we have that listed the wrong way? It should be 4-night, 5 days. So that's kind of backwards, but we'll fix that. $750 per person of airfare and a trip for 2. And then same thing, earn the rank of senior director, and you get 5 nights and 6 days trip for 2 with that airfare included. And then hit partner, you're getting that 5 and 6, but yeah, for 2, but now it's $1,000 each airfare credit plus a special perk. These perks are going to be amazing, you guys. Mike Falquist and the team at Think, they know how to do this. Brad and Mike, they know how to do this. So to make it really extra special for people. So here's another one extra, earn the rank of regional partner. The trip, airfare credit, and an extra special perk. Then there's another one, an even extra special perk for hitting senior partner. And, people can add days to these trips as well. So if you want to go for a longer period of time, they'll have ways that you can add additional days onto it. Senior partners, when they automatically qualify for every leadership summit going forward. A nice program that we have. You can even be a director and get on the trip. All you have to do is be a director that continues to build and continues to sponsor people. And if you're one of the directors who has the most open line, one of the top 2 open line directors with production, you'll be going on the trip. So open line is basically like you're a director, you have people on your team. Any volume that comes from your team that's not under another director counts as open line volume for you. So that's how you do this. You just go director and then keep sponsoring people, which is exactly what the promotion for the summer is helping you to earn a lot of money doing that. So we've put the bonuses for the promotion with the activities that will get you onto the trip. So it's perfectly aligned, perfectly matched. So now that's a little bit about announcements and stuff like that. what I want to do is just go through a few minutes of some invitation tips for people for proper mindset. We had an incredible State of the Union call last night, just setting the tone for everyone. If you haven't seen that, go listen to it. Go watch it again. We've posted it in the Zoom channel, as well as in the Telegram channel, I should say. There's a Zoom link, or if you want to go watch it on YouTube, we have a YouTube as well, so you can see it. Definitely listen to that. Great announcements. Mike Falquist set the tone. Brad, recognizing people you got to hear, all different people from all walks of life doing great things in the business and having success. So definitely do that. And then after the call last night, I got onto a team call and, one of the topics was talking to the questions were coming out revolving around mindset. Like, hey, how do we get ourselves into the mindset to actually have success on a daily basis? It's important to do. You have to have the right mindset. Otherwise, you're going to fall into a funk. You're going to find yourself not wanting to do something or putting it off or procrastinating. So generally, that's what people do. So you kind of have to trick yourself into doing things. There's activities that you can do that really make it very simple, because sometimes reaching out to somebody to invite them, some people, they're just not made for that. It's a skill and you get better at it as you go. So you can do it. You definitely need to do it. It's the gateway skill. If you're not going to be good at the invitation and you will not work to improve yourself in that capacity, you're not going to have a lot of success in the business. So you have to be good at the invitation. I was not good at the invitation. When I joined network marketing for the first time in my life, I was not good at the invitation. I was terrible for a long time until I got some help and figured out some things about the way I work and the way other people think and things like that. And one of the biggest things is this expression. You may have heard this before, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. That's one way of saying it. So it's basically like this: whatever's going into your brain, if garbage is going into your brain and you're just fueling yourself with self-doubt, like, I don't know if I can do this, I'm not good at this. If that's what you're saying to yourself, the self-talk, then the garbage, then what's going to come out is garbage. So garbage in, garbage out. Or you could flip that around and say, good stuff in, good stuff out, good in, good out. And so I just like to do this. Good in and good out, it comes from the best way that you can improve your self-image and get yourself into the proper mindset is by doing some reading, like by actually doing some things that make you, even if it's just a couple pages a day, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be a marathon. Here's a book that you might want to look at. It's called The Magic of Thinking Big. This is a great book. I love this book. This book will get you in the right mindset. Even if you're just reading a couple pages a day, check out the first chapters on this book. The first one is Believe You Can Succeed and You Will. I think everybody should read that. How about this one? Cure Yourself of Excusitis, the Failure Disease. I think most people have that disease, and it's a good thing to read this chapter so you can kind of combat that disease. The next one is Build Confidence and Destroy Fear. That's a great book. This is an incredible book. I've read it many times. I take notes on it. Here's another one: How to Have Confidence and Power in Dealing with People. Want to have confidence and power in dealing with people? That's what we're dealing with here, people. This is a great book to do that. And I have other people that say, well, I don't want to read a big book like that. It's got lots of pages. I don't know how many pages are in here. There's like 300 pages. Well, check this one out. It's smaller, which means it has a lot less words in it. And it's skinnier, which means it has a lot less pages in it. It's called The Go-Getter. You want to be a go-getter? Go read this book, The Go-Getter. Enough on books. You need to be reading something positive on a daily basis. I do it. It's a habit that I set up a long time ago. It makes you better at inviting. It will get you in the right mindset. And then set a goal to have 5 reach outs a day. This is just what I do. Some people make it 1 or 2 or 3, whatever. Some people make it 10. I know people that do 20 reach outs a day. But 5 reach outs a day keeps the bill collector away. Keeps all the different things in your life in line if you're reaching out to people every day. But how do you get to the point where you're reaching out to people on a daily basis? Well, you have to trick yourself into doing it. At least this is what I do. I set up reminders. I set up 5 reminders the night before. I set the reminders. I go to my list. I find 5 people that I want to reach out to. I put a reminder on my phone. I remind myself at 7:30, because that's usually, I'm not going to call them or text them at 7:30 in the morning. But I remind myself because I want to get ready for the day. And then I have another one that sets up at 8:30, another one at 9:30. And those reminders, it reminds me to reach out to one individual person. So it's 5 reminders on your phone. You can do it in our new app as well. But that sets you up for success. Those reminders in there that keeps you on track. I'm telling you, if you put them into your phone the night before, the likelihood of you using them, of you actually doing the reach outs, goes way up, like 10 times more likely to happen. And then positive affirmations. This is one that I just wrote up. I have probably 100 different positive affirmations. Here's one. I just wrote this up today. So I wanted to make a fresh one today. And I did this. I did 5 reach outs today. And this is what's on my phone. I keep it just, notes on my phone. So I can bring this up anytime. I do this before I start reaching out to people every day. I do positive affirmations. And so here's one. This is my positive affirmation for today. So I have something great to offer people. The people I reach out to today have no idea what's about to hit them. They're probably going through life trying to get what they want, but they just haven't found the right vehicle. This could be a life-changing moment for them and for me. I'm looking for people who are looking for me. I'm sorting through the deck of cards, looking for the aces, and I won't be mad if they don't join. I just want them to take a look. That's the affirmation that I did today before I started reaching out to people. So again, garbage in, garbage out, good stuff in, good stuff out. Read some books, get yourself in the right mindset, use positive affirmations, trick yourself into doing things by setting up reminders so that you don't forget. You get caught up in your day and it gets away from you. I can't tell you how many times people say, oh, I meant to do it, but I got so busy. It's because you didn't use a reminder. Put a reminder on your phone. And if you can't do it right there, snooze it for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, next day, whatever it is. And then text to set up a quick call. This is the best way, in my opinion, to do it, is to just text people. Text them, hey, I need to run something by you. I need to get your opinion on something, and preface that beforehand. If it's somebody you haven't talked to in a while, I was just thinking about you the other day. I was in a meeting, thought about you. I'd love to run something by you. I'd love to get your opinion on something. If you do these things, you'll be in the proper mindset to start reaching out to people. These are the most important things that you can do to be able to give yourself the best chances of success in this business. And using this app is, if you don't use the new app, you're severely limiting yourself, because it will allow you, after you reach out to people and you contact them, hey, I'm working on a business project, probably not going to be for you, but I'd love to get your opinion. I respect your opinion. If I sent you a quick video, would you watch it? Yeah, I would. Okay, great. When do you think you can watch it? Okay, I could watch it tomorrow. Great. So if I contacted you back the next day, you will have watched it by then. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, great. Then send it to them. And then you can track when they watched it. You can see it happening in real time with this app. So you definitely need to be doing that. And it's exciting when you have all these tools and you know what you need to do, and all you have to do is do it. So I'm going to kind of unmute or allow people to unmute, put it into chat if you want. You can put questions in the chat. If maybe you're hiding out at work or something like that, or whatever it is, or there's other people around you and you can't talk, but feel free to put questions into the chat. I will be taking some questions about anything, as long as it's a non-EA support related topic. Okay, so if you're going to say, well, how do I, log into my back office? Well, that's EA support. How do I do my training? Well, that's EA support. How do I fix this customer that entered information wrong? Well, that's EA support. I'm talking about the building of the business side of things. That's what we're going to be taking questions on. So if you have any questions or topics, this is what we're here for. This is like call for help. We've got another 15 minutes or so. I'll stay on the line as long as we have to help people. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to first just kind of make it so that you guys can unmute yourselves if you want. I'm not going to unmute everyone. But then I'm going to get to, the questions that are in chat if there are any. Steve, I just read a book called Your Head is a Houseboat. I love it. Reading Get It Done Now, free with Kindle Unlimited. Oh, get it done. I like that, Steve. I have Kindle Unlimited, and that means I have it for free. I didn't know that was on there. So get it done. I'm going to check that out. Great affirmation. Can you send it out to us? Sure. I'll put my affirmation out there. I'll post it up into our onto our Google Docs and put it in the Telegram channel. So we'll definitely do that. We'll make it a picture so you can see it, or you can just save it or copy it or whatever you'd like to do. All right. So appreciate that, Steve. If there's anybody else on here who has any questions, feel free, unmute yourself, type in to chat, and we'll get to some Q&A. So Steve, go right ahead.
It's Deborah.
Hey, Deborah.
Can I ask an app question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I had missed the training on the app. Where can I go to find that information? Would it be on the yes?
Yep. So let me put up on the screen. You can get that either in our Telegram channel, Deborah, or let me see if I can put this up on the screen. If you go to the YouTube channel that you see here, which is youtube.com/@thinkbiggest, there's a 22 minutes. There's a 22-minute training on the app right there.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Okay, absolutely. See, that's a great question. How do I get some information on how to use the app so I can go find some more people and get them some information? That's exactly it. All right, we'll stick around. Anybody else, feel free to unmute yourself and chime in while I get to chat questions. Please say the address to Google Docs. So that is bit.ly, bit.ly, it's on the screen, /ThinkBigDocuments. bit.ly/ThinkBigDocuments. Steve, what are ways that you meet new people? So, I think you're just kind of out and about meeting new people. I mean, when I'm out and about doing things, I just make it a note to make note of people, like find something about them that I can compliment them on, or somehow I can engage in conversation with them. Like, oh, you have a Yankees jacket on. I'm a Yankees fan. Sorry, Boston Red Sox fan. Sorry. Or, hey, you compliment someone like, hey, you're really good at your job. What you do. You're better than everybody else who's ever been here. I look for people that kind of stand out to me. They have a twinkle in their eye. They have, there's something about the way they walk with purpose. There's something about how they handle people. I'm always looking for people that know how to work with people. So meeting new people, I mean, you can meet people online. You can go online right now and just go on your Facebook or, social media and go see some posts that some of your friends put up there, and then go and see what some of the other people are commenting about. Like, look at their comments. And when someone stands out with a comment that I like it's a positive kind of uplifting thing, like when somebody's just really negative, I don't really look for people like that. But when I see somebody that gives people a benefit of the doubt, that encourages people, that's what I like to do, is find people like that. And then I'll just like their comment, and maybe I'll post them a direct message, or I'll even put the message right in the group. Hey, that's I really like the way you said that, and just now you're meeting people. So you can meet people in all different ways. But here's the thing. I think a lot of us, anyone who says they're, I don't have anybody to call, I don't have anybody to contact, unless you've already gone through 2,000 people and contacted them the right way to get them information, you don't need to even meet any more people. I mean, it's great to meet people, and you should, and you will, but you already have a tremendous inventory of people to call if you go through and use the memory jogger that we have. The memory jogger, I bet right now, or I'll just tell you, I mean, if we're in a room and there's 100 people in the room and we're doing a training, and I say, how many people in this room have a list with at least 100 names on their list right now written? and there's a bunch of hands that'll go up. With 100 names, there might be, there might be 10 people out of the room of 100. But when I get to 200 and 300 and 500, it goes way down. And it's amazing every time I do it, the people who have 500 or more names on their list, because they utilize the memory jogger the right way, and they spent hours doing it, literally hours. The people who do that, they're the ones having success. I'm telling you right now, the people with the biggest inventory, the biggest list that put it together, they're making it happen. You see all these leaders on the calls, the people getting promoted. You see all the people getting promoted on the calls. I'm telling you right now, they have huge lists of people. They constantly work on it. They're constantly reminding themselves about it. You have to use the memory jogger, print it up, go through it line by line. It's just painstakingly boring to me, but I did it anyway. My wife and I had 699 names on our list when we went through that list. We're never going to get through that list, that initial list. We'll never get to it all. It's just the way it is, because as you start working with people and you reach out to them the right way with the right mindset and you do all those things, that's how it works. 699 names and I was not in it. Yeah, you actually were. I love it. You were on the list. I know there's some people on this call that were on the list, and some of them I got to, some of them I didn't get to, right? It was just funny. Some of them I couldn't get to because of conflicts of interest from some other things that I was doing. Or so questions, feel free. We're still here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Feel free to ask. Just unmute yourself and interrupt me.
Good afternoon, Tony.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Pam Saylor from Connecticut.
Pam, all you have to do is just say Pam, and I already know who you are.
Oh, I know. It's so good to see you, Tony. So good to be back in the game again, back in business again.
All
and
right.
So I just came from signing up a customer.
Okay.
And there was such an adrenaline signing up the customer. They loved the 36 months. They were excited about the rate. I didn't talk rates. And then I left and I was ready to go somewhere else and I didn't know where to go. And my question is, what do you do? How do you keep that adrenaline, that momentum going like that? Because I'm getting ready. So it was a few minutes before the call. So after the call, I'm going on my phone. I'm going to send some videos out to some friends but how do you keep that momentum and that adrenaline? The adrenaline was like, wow, just signing up someone.
It is. It's exciting, right? Because somebody took you up on your offer to help them some way, and they like what they saw and they did it, and it's like, great, you just had a tremendous experience, fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the things that I learned from my friend Dave, he always is like this. Anytime somebody signs up a customer, he always says to them, hey, let me ask you something. Can you do what I just did? Like, can you ask someone to be your customer? And would you feel good? Like, how do you feel about that? Because what he's doing is he's getting them as a customer, which is exactly what you did, Pam. Get them as a customer every single time. Don't skip that. And then, hey, could you do what I just did? Because if they say, well, yeah, I think I might be able to do what you just did. Well, now you're talking to a potential advisor, right? That's somebody that, hey, maybe you should take a look at this further. And maybe you don't just want to be a customer. Maybe you want to go get free energy by referring people, but maybe if you can do what I did, you could make a lot of money doing this. And I'm going to help you. Like, I'm going to invest my time to help you do that if you're the right person. So, we can do this. I already know how to do this. I'm not going to let you fail. So why don't you take a look at the business? And let's see if maybe this would be right for you. So that's the first way, is keep the adrenaline going with that exact person that you're there with. That's the first thing. But then the next thing is, I learned this a long time ago when I was selling a widget that we were in a business to business environment. And the person said to me, the most successful person at the company, this is like 30 years ago, he said, the best time to go and reach out to someone new is after you just had a really good experience with somebody who's already your customer. And I was like, wow, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So take that and, immediately, as soon as possible, before it wears off, before the adrenaline wears
Yes.
off, go reach out to another person and
Okay.
it'll come through. There's that, Pam, there's like that unspoken thing between people. Like, people can tell if you're down in the dumps, or they can tell if you're positive. And that's why you do those affirmations. But man, adrenaline after you just had a positive experience, I'd be like texting, who can I talk to right now? Because man,
Yeah.
they have no idea what's I'm gonna blow their doors in right now. I'm gonna blow the doors off their car right now when I call them. That's what you have to kind of keep that, momentum going. But yeah,
And you know how
ride it.
on point
Don't.
you know how on point you are to ask the question, do you think you can do this? He said, I have some friends. They want some energy too. So I'm gonna give you their number. Okay. So I could have said that line to me. He could
Perfect.
have been, and I said, yes, send
Yep.
them my
Yep.
way. Yes, yes. But
Send them your way. Exactly. Now, see, I love that,
I
Pam,
could have
too,
said,
because if
you
somebody,
can do that. You can do this, and they can be your
that's
customer. Yeah. I
totally
think I'm
okay.
gonna call back. I think I'm gonna call him back while it's still fresh and
I love it.
and the energy is still flowing, and say, listen, you can do this. I'm gonna call him back with that. Yep.
That's a good way to do it. Pam, here's the thing though, one of the things that I like to do too is, if he already gave you some names, why not call those people yourself and see if they'll become a customer or an advisor, yourself. Like, do that, like the
Okay.
referral.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
if that person is either interested in becoming a customer or an advisor or both, then call back your friend and say, listen, you have about like 5 minutes to join, because the person you referred me to, they want to become a customer, and they could be your customer as an advisor, or they want to become an advisor, I think, too. And you could be their sponsor and potentially make a lot of money over your lifetime. So maybe you go and actually call those people yourself until you
Okay.
get a
All right.
positive result, then go back to that person. So either way,
Okay.
you gauge it
Yeah.
however you'd like. But you have some avenues there. Anybody that's spitting out names, that's definitely an advisor waiting to sign up.
Yes. I
That's my,
believe that too. He's that kind of guy. Yes. Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
yeah, definitely, Pam. And look, with your congeniality, because I know you and your smile and your effectiveness with people, and just you're infectious yourself, your enthusiasm. So if you, as the person who you are, say to that person who gave you those names, look, I think we could do this together. I think you'd be great at it. I'm not going to let you fail. What do you think? Like, that's how you go back to your person. I think
Okay.
you'd be great at this. You're a great person. You have great personality. People like you. They picked up the phone when I called them, when I mentioned your name as a referral, as a person who referred me, they liked you. I mean, those are all great things, so you go back to that person and you just let them know, hey, I think we could do this together, and I'm not going to let you fail, and you'd be great at it. What do you think?
Okay. Will do.
Yep. Make their day, right?
Yes. Yes. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes.
It's always
I'm
a good thing
excited.
to
Thank
make
you.
people's days, Pam. It's
Yeah.
really, really a great thing to do. So I appreciate you and all the work that you've done in the past and on our new project here. And so it's great to be back in business with you.
Yes, you too, Tony. Thank you.
All right. We're going to be in Simsbury, Connecticut on Thursday night, Simsbury, Connecticut, the first ever public launch tour with Think Energy in Connecticut. We'll be there at 7 p.m. at the Simsbury Library in Connecticut.
I know I have another engagement. I'm so disappointed because I would love to be at the first. Oh my God, I can imagine the energy and the excitement.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great.
Oh,
Send your friends over. Send that person over.
yeah, I will. I will. That's a good idea. So I got to make those contacts now so I can get them there.
Send
Yeah.
them over. Tell them to come and see me and Brendan. We'll all be there. Me and Diana, Brendan will all be there.
Okay, will do, Tony.
All
Thank
right,
you.
ma'am. Thank you. All right. Questions, concerns, things you need help with, things you're having difficulty with. We've got a few more minutes and then we're going to cut it off and let everybody get back to their day, but feel free to chime in, either chat or unmute yourself. We'll give it just
Tony,
a,
I was wondering how much, am I muted? I'm unmuted. How much time do you spend with following up with people? Like I find myself, I get into, like, somebody indicates interest, but moving them one way or the other. It's happened. I've got a bunch of people who have indicated that they'd like to be customers, but they haven't done anything. Few people who have indicated they might be interested in the business, but I can't, now that we have the Think app, I'll have a better idea, or the Connect app, whether or not they've actually looked at anything I've sent
right,
them. But,
right.
which has been driving me crazy. But I was just curious to know, like, how much time and effort do you put in? I know that I'm biased in a way that when I first came into this industry, the person who sponsored me literally spent months trying to recruit me. And so I don't give up on people easily because
Yeah.
of that. But
Yeah.
I'm just curious to know how much effort and time you put into people, especially like when they've made like your initial contact with them was very positive, but then they kind of fade away. They're not as responsive.
Yeah, I see I see exactly what you're talking about there, Steve. I know the situation. I've been in it many times myself, so, there's a fine line between like following up with assertion and chasing people, right? There's definitely a line there. It's a fine line. But one of the things that I definitely, one of the things that's definitely helped me with cutting down on the amount of chasing that I do when I'm following up with people and feeling like I'm badgering them or they're not getting back to me or whatever, is to set up the time to get back to them in advance before I send the information to them. So that's a key aspect.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. Yeah.
That, and I get really strong with people sometimes too, like not strong, but it's funny. It's actually funny. Because whenever someone, like today, I reached out to a couple people today. I reached out to 5 people today. I got in touch with 2 of them so far, but the day's not over. Okay, so I have appointments booked with the other 3. They just haven't happened yet. But the 2 people that I did get in touch with, and I said, hey, I'd love to get your opinion on this. These were both coworkers of mine from more than 20 years ago. I have not talked to either of them in 20 years. I hunted them down on Facebook after putting their names on my memory jogger. I don't know, like 4 months ago, 5 months ago. And I finally found them. We exchanged information, and then I texted them to call them to set up a time to talk. We got on the phone. Okay. So what I did with them is I just said, hey, I don't even know what's going on in your life these days or anything like that. And we're just kind of catching up. Your name popped into my head the other day. I remember you being really good at what you did when we worked together. Everybody liked you. You were really good at working with people. And so I gave him a compliment. And then I said, are you open to taking a look at something for me? Because I'd love to get your take on it and your opinion on it. I would really appreciate it. Would you take a look? And they both said, yeah. And I'm like, okay, great. Well, then at that point, I've only done half the job. Actually, that's only 25% of it. Really, at that point, then I just said to them, hey, so I'm going to send you a link to a 9-minute video. When do you think you can watch it? And they said, both of them said, I could probably watch it today. Great. So if I called you tomorrow, you will have definitely watched it by then. And they said, yep. They both said yes. And I said, okay, so what would be a good time for me to call you tomorrow? So I let them book the time. So they said one of them said 10 a.m. tomorrow. The other one said tomorrow night. So I said, great. So if I called you tomorrow night at 9 p.m., like you said, you will have watched it by then. And they said, yes. And I said, great. And then at this point I said, I don't know. We haven't talked in like 20 years or whatever, but I'm really good at keeping appointments. How are you at it? And I let them answer. And you know what? The one person said, the one that I'm calling at 10 a.m. said, I'm terrible at keeping appointments. And you're probably going to have to text me before you call me to make sure that I remember to pick up, because my ringer might be off on my phone, but I'll get the vibration from my text because of where I'm going to be. I said, okay, great. See, now it's a different story. If I hadn't done that, I'm really good at keeping appointments. How are you at it? If I didn't say that, she never would have said that to me about how she's not good at picking up the phone at 10 a.m. Even though she told me to call her at 10 a.m., I would be chasing her. Okay.
Right.
So now I'm going to
Right.
text her, and I'm going to keep texting her until she responds. I'm not going to call because that's chasing. So
Yeah.
tomorrow at 10 a.m., I'm going to call her. Hey, you told me, I'm going to remind her, you told me, you asked me, you promised me, you made me promise to text you first. So I'm texting you. Can we talk in a couple minutes? That's what I'm going to do at 10 a.m. tomorrow. That's exactly what she said to do. And I'm not chasing her. And you know what? When she reads that, like, hey, you made me promise to text you before we spoke. If she doesn't respond to that, she's going to feel pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because of the way I set it up. So that's what I do, is to try to avoid the chasing beef. I head it off before it even happens. I make it so that it can't happen, is really what it comes out to. So, you know, I had another guy the other day when I said it to him. He said, well, I'm terrible at keeping appointments. And I said, okay, so, you know, maybe, so if I call you at 10 at, 9 o'clock at night, you're not going to pick up then? He's like, probably not. And I said, okay, well, you know what? It's probably not worth me sending the video over to you. That's what I said. Because, he just told me he's not good at keeping appointments. He's probably not going to pick up when he told me to call him at that time. And I said, so maybe I shouldn't even send it to you. He goes, yeah, you know what? The reason is because I've got a lot of stuff going on in my life personally right now. And it'd be better if we talked in like a month. And I said, great. By me saying that to him and taking it away about him not being good at keeping appointments, now I'm not chasing him anymore. If I had let it go, I would have been chasing this guy. Meanwhile, he's got personal problems that have nothing to do with me, the business, or anything. And he can't get to it. So that's what I like to do. Is I'm a rock solid appointment setter. To when I'm going to call somebody back, I'm taking the mindset, Steve, of, hey, I'm taking time away from my life, my family, my friends, my work to call you. We better have an appointment. And when somebody says I'm really good at keeping appointments, I say, great, I am too. I'm going to call you at 10 a.m. just like you asked me. And I'm expecting that you will pick up the phone. And I say that to them. Great. I'm going to call you just like you asked. I'm going to expect that you'll pick up the phone, right? Yeah. Okay, great. It's good. So that's how I do it.
Yeah, that's definitely something I need to improve on. I don't even, most of the time, I don't even think to ask for that stuff. So, I recently read, or maybe it was in a podcast, but for dentists, when they have you fill out the appointment card.
Yep.
Right. They did a study of this, and people, I don't remember the exact number, but it's like 30% of people keep their appointments if they fill out the appointment card versus the receptionist filling out the appointment card for them.
Isn't that amazing?
So I've been trying to figure out like ways that I can get them to set the appointment with me.
Yep.
Because they're more likely to keep that appointment if they picked it. So, but
That's
anyway,
right.
those are all good things that you said. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's keep rolling, having fun. So thanks for that, Steve. I appreciate all your help and comments, and I appreciate you making sure that you're always checking my syntax on everything that I put out, publicly.
Sorry about that.
Spelling. I love it. No, I'm a stickler for it, but I've been in such a hurry sometimes. I'm like, thank goodness Steve is there, because everybody'd be showing up at the wrong time. So thanks a lot for that.
You're welcome.
Tony, excuse me 1 minute.
Yeah.
You said chasing versus something.
Yeah. When you're chasing people is.
Yeah, chasing versus what?
I don't know exactly how I said it. I can't remember, but chasing, there's a difference between bottom line is this. There's a difference between chasing someone and giving them the opportunity to set the appointment, like Steve was just saying, and we were kind of talking about it. It's like, you don't want to chase people. You want to be in a posture of take things away from people rather than chase them. That's the mindset here. You know,
Okay.
chasing people and begging people to just join. You know, following up with people and chasing people are two different things, you know. So when I'm
Okay,
talking to
good.
people and getting back to them, a lot of times I'll drip on people. Like if they don't pick up when I called them for whatever reason, I'll give them a few minutes, you know, or whatever, and then I'll somewhat make them feel bad. Hey, I just wanted to let you know I reached out to you when you asked me to. um, and then if I don't hear anything from there, I'll drip some information on them. I'll send them another link to something. I'll say, hey, I was thinking about you again. This is you know, here's me in a picture of Mike Falquist at an event. This is the guy I was telling you about. He sold his company for $500 million a couple of years ago. And he's he's who I'm working with. You know, so there's a lot of different ways to just keep people in the game, and make it so that you're not really chasing, but you're providing something to them. Especially if they remind you there's something that you're doing that reminds you of them. You know, I like to drip on people that way. So it's kind of how I keep it.
All right.
Let's see if we have chat, or we're still at double the rate of PSE&G. Yeah, you know, rates, you know, definitely we're going to have markets that are up and down, you know, with rates. You know, there's going to be some states that go for 4 or 5, 6 months and, you know, they're higher. We have a higher rate because we're on long-term rates. So there will be switchovers for that. So I think you're talking about PSE&G in New Jersey or maybe Long Island, but it's probably New Jersey because we don't do electricity in Long Island. So New Jersey is coming. There's going to be a reckoning there because they have to, the way they buy energy is on a 3-year program as well. And there's going to be an alignment that happens there where New Jersey is going to be one of our better markets coming up soon. Just don't know exactly when. Let's see, Dragon Enterprise, Annette, how do you get the phone app for an Android phone? You just go to the Google Play Store and type in Think Energy. I have an iPad, but not an iPhone. Okay. You just go to the App Store on your iPad and the iOS, you know, store, and you go there and type in Think Energy and it'll come up. You'll see the Think Plus logo in the app to do that. All right. I think we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Is there anybody else who has any questions before we get going? Chat has we've finished up all the chat questions. I'll do a auctioneer style. Kind of going once, going twice, going 3 times. Linda in Grenada, I think I saw a desktop version for the app. Yes, you did. We posted it in the Telegram group. I don't have it right here, but it is in the Telegram group. There is a desktop version of the app for people who want to use their computer to use the app. And some people like to work at their computer instead of their phone. And that's great. So you can do that. And any, join the Telegram channel. Definitely do that, Linda. It's right there. If you download the Telegram app, you can go for Android, just download Telegram. And for iOS app, on the iOS App Store, if you have an Apple device, you will be downloading the Telegram Messenger app. And then once you have that installed, you just go to that link, bit.ly/thinkbigtelegram, and it'll allow you in the group. Nobody has to approve you. You can just get right in the group. So that's just a communication system. One way, it's announcement only. There's no social media. Nobody else can see anybody who's in there. It's just a way for you to get announcements. All right, maybe we need QR codes for the apps on these slides so people can just point their camera and go straight to the apps. Yes, Steve, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So appreciate it. Very good. All right, everybody. I'm going to let everybody get back. We've gone on long enough today. So thanks for being here. This is Tony Procopio from New Fairfield, Connecticut. Over and out. Everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. See you at the next one.
Thank you. Thanks.